Okay, yeah, we're just going to hop on part two there of this. Yeah, I had a phone call, so I got totally distracted there. So let's go back to what we were talking about. We were talking about being authentic and how important it is to be authentic. And we were also talking about not making excuses. That's actually what happened when I lost my train of thought on that phone call. All right. So when we make an excuse, this is a weird thing. Like it's so much I try to teach people to learn how to become your own best coach. It's such a magnificent way of doing things. So, some of that's by paying attention and asking yourself questions and just being a coach. Like, what would a coach tell you? Right. And one of the things I learned is like when I make an excuse, think of an excuse as like a layer of an onion. You got to keep peeling the excuse back until you get to the core of the real reason why. And so let's say something that is real easy for you to understand. We're not even going to talk about porn in the context of this excuse. So I used to be a driver, and then for a living, limousine driver, and also I had always lived in a world of no excuses. So one of the things that's very difficult, and this was like in a big city like Washington D.C., is that um, with traffic you got variables like time of day variables, accident variables. There's all kind of variables when it comes down to traffic. But the thing is the clientele that we had, 10 o'clock means 10 o'clock, which means 10 o'clock, which means 10 o'clock, which means 10 o'clock. It doesn't mean 10:10. I got stuck in traffic. 10 o'clock means 10 o'clock. As a matter of fact, 10 o'clock meant 9:50. All right. And I don't want to hear anything about anything, is where they were coming from. I want to see at 9:50. And that was it. And if you needed to stay in front of my house for a week just so that you could be there at 9:50, I don't really care. I want you there at 9:50, and if you're not there at 9:50, I'm taking an account somewhere else. That's the world we lived in. So, it was no excuses. And so that world kind of was a nice model for, how do you live in a world of no excuses? You got to be proactive. You got to figure out what is the variable. How can you add to what is the traffic going to be? How can you add to the fact, oh, there's an accident here? Oh, is there normally accidents here? Okay, well, if there's an accident here, then I can go this way. If I go this way, there's going to be another bunch of other people going this way, and it's going to take this amount of time. But anyway, all of the variables you had figured out in some kind of way, we got to the jobs one time. I think I ran, must have been like 3,000 jobs, and I blew a few. I think about 10 or 12, but 10 or 12 out of 3,000. And it was really just not living in a world where excuses exist. So, what I'm trying to tell you is this: when you make the excuse, listen to the excuse. And what I painted, the picture I just painted, oh, I got stuck in traffic. Okay, oh, I got stuck in traffic. Okay, well, how much extra time did that cost? That caused an extra 10 minutes of time. Oh, it caused an extra 10 minutes of time. So for the next trip, since it caused an extra 10 minutes of time, and I'm not a fool, you give it 15 minutes. More than likely, that covers it. You'll never see that problem again. Oh, the traffic got me because they had an accident. Oh, is there a variable on that route? How much did the traffic get me? Once again, on that route at that time. It rained that day. Oh, since it rained, it takes about 20% more in time to get places. Oh, so since it normally takes 10 minutes, it's going to take 13 minutes. See, that's the kind of way that you deal with your life. But when you're comfortable with making excuses, you just make excuses one after another, one after another, one after another. And as a matter of fact, they become important But they're not important. It doesn't even matter. Whatever excuse you're coming up with, you can just change it and fill in. Because I got to make a chicken soup. Next time you want to make an excuse, just fill it in and say, because I got to make a chicken soup. Why? Why is it you can't do something? Oh, because I got to make a chicken soup. And then you're looking at me like, why did he say a chicken soup? Well, because I might as well say chicken soup, because if you're going to make an excuse, one is just as good as another. That's why. All right. So let's see what happens. Also, like, your whole character changes. Laziness disappears. Like I said before, you're not looking for the easy button. You're looking to become better. You're not looking for how you can get a shortcut, because, the shortcuts is childish behavior. How can you get something free? How can you get something easy? You're not really accepting the reality of life is that everything has a price. The benefits that you receive have some relationship to the price you're paying. There's no other way around it. That's a mature way of thinking. When I get something because there was a price that was paid. The price that was paid, there has some relationship to the benefit that I'm getting. If I don't do anything, how can I expect something? All right. So we're not expecting anything. I know I'm jumping around, but some of the stuff that you won't be doing because you become, and because you have respect as a man, and because of the fact that you're concerned about your influences and little things. Yeah, you're careful about your Facebook, and you're not looking at everything on TikTok and Instagram. Of course. You got rid of that cache, CACHE, cache of porn. You don't have it anymore. You're not going to strip clubs. You're not going to strip bars. You're not going to massage parlors. You're not doing that. You're not dealing with chat girls. No fandom, findom, whatever kind of dumb that is. You manage your phone. I keep telling you, you manage your phone. Part of this becoming is you become a person who masters his phone. And what else do I want you to know about this? I talked about the authenticness that comes, that realness. You got to understand, in authenticity comes freedom. You've been in bondage from hiding, not just the porn use. It's just, you just like one set, a behavior just, it overlaps into other areas of your life. So you're secretive and hiding. So, I mean, there's a sense of freedom when you stop hiding. That's a relief. There's a lot of energy. It's almost like a weightlifting is what it is. And that weight takes so much energy away. And one of the things I can tell you that will happen as you reach this healthy man that we talk about so much is that you're not going to have inappropriate relationships, right? You're not going to have relationships, no sneaky relationships or emotional relationships, tracking old Facebook friends, all of that type of stuff. You're not going to do it. Okay. Now, let's see. One thing you're not going to do is FOMO. which it's like people compare. There's a lot of comparison that exists just period in our world. You're not going to do that. But I want to touch on this other subject before I touch on that comparison subject, because I really want to go deep on that. One of the things that is a byproduct of this healthiness that I'm talking about is that you're going to be a more patient person. And that's one of the things that has been missing in your recovery if you aren't successful in your recovery, is that your level of patience. You do one thing and then you expect it to happen, but you're not around long enough for it to manifest itself. So I would say that your patience really heightens, and that's actually a mature trait anyway. Patience. In Galatians 5, long suffering is the word that's used for patience, fruits of the Spirit. So back to the comparing. Yeah, all that comparing stuff that goes on, that comparing mindset that comes with porn. And then you start comparing your penis size with some of the sizes of people that you've seen in porn, which is goofy. And then you start feeling certain types of way because you've been looking at so many penises. And then sometimes people get confused about their sexuality from looking at and admiring members too frequently and for too long of prolonged periods. Oh boy, yeah, he said that. Yeah, you can't look at dick like that, man. It's not good for your health. It really isn't. I can't say it any clearer than that. Yeah, I think that's about it as far as stuff that I really wanted you to know on this one. The main thing really is you're in your life journey. You're cool, calm, purposeful, clear about your sexuality, pay your bills on time. You get up early. You don't need an alarm clock. So you're ready for some of the challenges of the day. And every time you get a little challenge, you don't you don't wait for somebody else to fix it like it's some big deal. I don't mean to call anybody out, but I had somebody international on like a different time zone and said, "Oh, we can't work together because we're on a different time zone." All I asked you was, what time was it? I got a chart and I can figure the rest out. I mean, you just don't do that. Excuses anyway. We just finished talking about that. One of the things that happens also in this becoming process is that you're responsible and you carry your own weight and you carry your own water. You're not looking for somebody to do something for you. You're not looking for something free. Okay? And then one of the things that also I find for some of my guys is that as you start to become, you're going to start seeing how dangerous and damaging that porn is. You'll start to point it out to people, to yourself. They don't need to tell you anymore. You'll start to see it out on your own. You'll see it in places that you haven't read about. And then again, like I said, one of the biggest things is that you become transparent. Now, I'm going to leave and I'm going to close very crafty with a very crafty story. And there's an answer to the question. Let's see, that I'm going to write on a piece of paper, so I already have it, so that you know I'm not writing it, coming up with it at that time, and I'll keep it in my hand so you don't know the answer. All right, so the answer to this question will tell you how far off you are and how you feel about my answer. Will tell you a lot. Now, you know, you got to pay me for this question, like to come up with another one like this. I mean, it would almost cost me $100 to try to figure out this one, but I could. But this one right here, what I'm getting ready to do, I'm getting ready to do a couple things. This is like a litmus test and how you feel. If you feel like in agreement with what I say a lot, then you're getting there. And if you like crazily disagree with what I'm saying, it means you got a long way to go. And you can get mad at me and you can do whatever you want with this. And I'm not saying this is the be all and end all litmus test, but I am saying that this is a litmus test that will show you if I create discomfort with you with this litmus test, you got some places to go. Just because you agree with me 100%, that does not mean that you don't have anywhere to go. So hopefully I've gotten that clear. So here's the litmus test. All right, it's really two scenario. We can paint it any way you want. So here's the one scenario. So I meet this girl on, her name was Sally Sue. And without being triggering, man, Sally Sue got it like that. Sally Sue was like made just for me, I guess. Sally Sue, right? And so somehow me and Sally Sue, we decided to go out to dinner and everything. And I decided I'm going to get me a limousine for Sally Sue. And we're going to go somewhere where, it's like $455 dinner. And, we're going to do what we do. And then we're going to go out. And then we're going to go to a concert. I got front row tickets. Then we're going to spend $300 on them a piece. And so anyway, the date was about like $1,300. That's one scenario. The other scenario, we go on a cruise. And you know how cruises are without me wasting your time painting a picture. How much fun we're going to have. And every one of those. That one was $3,500. Then there's a girl you could take to McDonald's. I guess you could get a Happy Meal, maybe. Maybe you could get 2 Happy Meals for less than $10 or $12. And then I guess maybe the Red Lobster girl. All right, here's a question. Do any of those girls owe you sex? Yeah, sure. The girl you spent $4,500 on the cruise, or was it the $1,000 dinner that in the limo they owe you sex, right? Or was it Red Lobster? You say a Happy Meal ain't cutting it. So my answer to all of them is that straight up. And in fact, whatever reaction you had to me saying no, it just tells you exactly where you are. When none of those girls owe you anything, that's the day that you're starting to become. They don't owe you anything. All three scenarios. You bought a Happy Meal. That's what you bought. You bought Red Lobster. That's what you bought. Dinner and limousine. That's what you bought. Vacation. That's what you bought. I mean, straight up. I'm a coach. I'm here. So you buy me a Happy Meal. What? I'm supposed to give you sex? You buy me a Red Lobster. What? I'm supposed to give you sex? You take me on vacation. What? I'm supposed to give you sex? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah. No different. And you know, you got people out there twisted because I get communications. And just so you know, the answer for me, you know, because I don't want anybody to get confused about anything, okay? I don't want them to get confused. It's the same answer. So anyway, that's something for you to think about. I'm gonna get on out of here, but yeah, when you don't feel like you're entitled because you've grown to such a person that woman isn't a thing, that you feel that, oh, I've invested. You see that's a thing mentality, that you can pull out money and you invest it in what's in between, you know, those jeans. And that now, since you've invested in what you, yeah, see, that's the becoming. And it's stuff like that that has you thinking like that, that when you get rid of that, then the other stuff goes away for sure. I'm done. Drive with care, folks. Walk with caution. Joey P. Coach Joey P. Joseph F. Price. Your Transitions Coach on Facebook. You know how to get in touch with me. Coach J 2020 at gmail.com. This is the no self bitch zone, y'all. We don't do all that clownery where you just become your best enemy. This is the zone where you work on becoming your best friend. Make each and every day a masterpiece, y'all. See you next time. Drive with care and walk with caution.